Calypsonian whose songs are like tongue twisters. King Astro, some wonder why he entered the Calypso ring, but with his strong lyrics, they crowned him king. Burnett Lusty Thompson is the people's king. Every year he tries, but has never come out with a win. Can you remember the Joggers Jam? Penned and performed by the Lord Cam. Lord, I find myself in trouble, you know. How could I forget Flamingo, Chevy, and Jojo? Women like Mildred and Karen are just a few who paved the way for Nayela and Ervika to come through. It will only get better as the art form continues to grow. Join me as we celebrate the men and women of Nevis Calypso.
Calypso icon, recognition, appreciation, are giving them their flowers. I won't wait until they pass on. I'm taking a page from our Culturama history to highlight these exponents and their Calypso artistry. All the educational information they gave us in song, all the entertainment and excitement they provide for so long. Their creativity, social commentary, all the witty word craft, songs that made us laugh, songs so humorous, we laugh till we belly bust. Kaiso, Kaiso, King Bingi, I want you to know how you inspire me to sing Calypso. When you sang Slipping Away, a master composition, you encouraged me to enter competition. Bahola, your innovation gave the cadre beat to only vision. The first Culturama Calypso show featured you, Peter Wilshire, and the mighty Zero. Zero was the first king. You are the foundation for the Calypso competition. So I'm giving you your flowers for your contribution to this great art form. And as Bahola would say, Ogam, Ogam, Ogam. Sing the praise, let's set the stage.
Jam up the cadre, woman in the party everywhere.
Jam up the cadre,
They spread their legs, they're whining, they don't care.
jam up the cadre.
And if you hear them, you hear them, you hear them rock together, get rock together, get rock. Roll together, get a roll together, get a roll.
This is a cadre party.
Ah, yeah.
This is a cadre party.
So give it, give it.
This is a cadre party.
We want man with body
This is a cadre party.
to jam in with party. Yes, man. You have to have strong B-O-D-Y to jam in with PA.
Did a wonderful job? Yes. Now the artists that were mentioned in the poem, do you know them? You see, the younger ones said no, some of the older ones said yes. Now, usually for Black history, we tend to pay a lot of attention to other Black history stars like Martin Luther King Jr., Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks. So for this elocution contest, we thought it fit to give our local Calypsonians their flowers this evening. Now, to move our program along, we are going to enter into the first category, which is the primary school individual round. Now, judging this category are 3 individuals who are no stranger to our society. So when I call their names, they're going to give you a little wave so that you can see where they are and who they are. Our chief judge is Mrs. Susan Nisbet. Also judging this category is Miss Utrish Taylor. And the male among them, Mr. DeJano Liburd. Now, you can help be judges this evening, so I'm going to give you a little taste of what they're going to be looking for, and you can also make your own assessment, but know this, the judge's decision is final. We are looking for correct pronunciation, enunciation, natural voice movement, eye contact, body language. We're looking to see if the speakers would capture your interest, if they're confident and relaxed. And whatever props I use, we want to make sure it enhances what is being delivered. And it wouldn't be elocution if we were not looking for the students' recall of accurate information. So that is some of what we'll be looking for this evening. We're going to start off with our first primary school for this evening, and that individual comes from Nevis Academy. You'll have to bear with us a minute while they set up their props, and then we'll go right into it. So make way for Nevis Academy.
Do it now. I am Kaylin Powell, a grade 4 student at Nevis Academy. I am here with Ginger, the right history. In school, they taught me about Columbus, Walter Raleigh, and Francis Drake. But the right history for Queen City, they didn't make. So the visions who have made contributions are bypassed and neglected, and foreigners dominate the island's history instead. So I contacted a historian to rectify that for me, because the history they teach in school means nothing to me. Nevis history must deal with divisions. And I say that I am not pleased. So I tell him, Mr. Historian, listen to me. Write a few chapters about we test cricketers, Willett, Arthurton, and Parry. Man, they put we near Maryland and the map universally. Put down their names in the pages of history. Write it. Mr. Historian, listen to me. We have men here who we can compare with any great man from anywhere. And the tale of honor, say, write it down so the world could see our achievements in the pages of history. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, that was our student from Nevis Academy. I thought he did a wonderful job. Let's give him another round of applause. Now, I need to let you know, while they set up for the other school, I need to let you know that dialect, it might sound like a little secret, but dialect is a part of Nivision history. Did you know that? Yes. So some of the calypsos will feature a bit of dialect, and we don't mind because it is part of our culture. So when you hear the children and they bring out the local twang, don't be taken aback. All right, so we're going to allow this school, Montezuma Academy, and for the first round, all the students are going to present the same piece. All right, let's give them a round of applause as the student comes.
Good evening. My name is Maisha Jeffers, and I will be representing for Montessori Academy. In school, they taught me about Columbus, Water Valley, and Francis Drake, but the right history for Queen City, they didn't make. So Nivisians who have made contributions are bypassed and neglected, and foreigners dominate the island's history instead. So I contacted a historian to rectify that for me, because the history they teach in school means nothing to me. Nevis history must deal with Nivisians and not men from foreign countries. That's a disgrace, I say, that I am not pleased. So I tell him, Mr. Historian, listen to me. Write a few chapters about we Test cricketers. Willett, Arthurton, and Parry. Man, they put we name and we land on the map universally. Put down their names in the pages of history. Write it. Mr. Historian, listen to me. We have men here who we can compare with any great man from anywhere. And a tale of honor, say write it down so the world could see our achievements in the pages of history. Thank you.
That was Montezuma Academy, and I thought they executed that piece very well. Yes. Next on stage, we're going to welcome Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School. What's your name?
My name is Jada Gilfillan, and I am a grade 5 student of the Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School. The Right History by Ginger. In school, they taught me about Columbus, Walter Raleigh, and Francis Drake. But the right history for Queen City, they didn't make. So Nivisians who have made contributions are bypassed and neglected, and foreigners dominate the island's history instead. So I contacted a historian to rectify that for me, because the history they teach in school means nothing to me. Nevis history must deal with Nevisians and not men from foreign countries. That's a disgrace. And I say that I am not pleased. So I tell him, Mr. Historian, listen to me. Write a few chapters about we test cricketers, Willett, Atherton, and Parry. Man, they put we name and we land on the map. Universally put down their names in the pages of history. Write it. Mr. Historian, listen to me. We have men here who we can compare with any great man from anywhere. And a tale of honor, say write it down so the world could see our achievements in the pages of history.
That was Elizabeth Pemberton bringing to us the right history. Now, what line stands out to you so far from this piece? Mr. Historian, listen to me. All right, now as they set up, we're going to invite Charlestown Primary School to deliver their recitation.
Good night, everyone. Someone's vehicle is blocked in, and they urgently need to get out. These are the vehicles that are blocking PA 815, PA 815, PA 5139, PA 5139, P1233, P1233, and P4488, P4488. Your vehicles are blocking someone who needs to get out. Thank you.
My name is Kajne Keynes, and I am representing the Charleston Primary School. In school, they taught me about Columbus, Walter Raleigh, and Francis Drake. But they write history for Queen City. They didn't make Sonny Visions, who have made contributions, are bypassed and neglected, and foreigners dominate the island's history instead. So I contacted a historian to rectify that for me, because the history they teach in school means nothing to me. Nevis history must deal with Nevisians and not men from foreign countries. That's a disgrace. And I say that I am not pleased. So I tell him, Mr. Historian, listen to me. Write a few chapters about Wittes cricketers. Will it? Atherton and Parry. Man, they put we name and we land on the map universally. Put down their names in the pages of history. Write it. Mr. Historian, listen to me. We have men here who we can compare with any great man from anywhere, and the tale of honor, say, write it down so the world could see our achievements in the pages of history.
Let's encourage her. You want to do it now?
Sorry again, another vehicle, PA 5149, PA 5149.
Would you say the students are doing an excellent job so far? All right, I looked in the audience and I realized we have joining us Honorable Latoya Jones and Honorable Janelle Nisbet. Welcome to our elocution contest. I don't know if you noticed, but we have a bar. So if you feel a little parched and you need to wet your throat, you can journey on to the courtyard and have a refreshing drink, and we also have hot dogs on sale. Moving right along, we have St. Thomas's Primary School. And as I said before, they're going to all do the same recitation. Hopefully at the end of it, somebody in the audience might be able to recite the same verse that the children are doing. So put your hands together and welcome St. Thomas's Primary School.
My name is Ajanique Walters, and I am representing the St. Thomas's Primary School. The Right History by Ginger. In school, they taught me about Columbus, Walter Raleigh, and Francis Drake. But the right history for Queen City they didn't make. So nations who have made contributions are bypassed and neglected, and foreigners dominate the island's history instead. So I contacted a historian to rectify that for me, because the history they teach in school means nothing to me. Nevis history must deal with Nevisians and not men from foreign countries. That's a disgrace, and I say that I am not pleased. So I tell him, Mr. Historian, listen to me. Write a few chapters about we test cricketers, Willett, Atherton, and Parry. Man, they put we name and we land on the map. Universally, put down their names in the pages of history. Write it, Mr. Historian. Listen to me. We have men here who can compare with any great man from anywhere. And a tale of honor. Write it down so the world could see our achievements in the pages of history. Thank you.
Put your hands together once again for St. Thomas's Primary School. All right, let me challenge the audience. I'm going to start a line from what has been recited so far, and let me see if you can finish it. So I contacted a historian. Nice. All right, try this one. That's a disgrace, and I say, give yourself a round of applause. The next school we're going to invite on stage is Violet O. Jeffers Nichols Primary School, VOJN Primary School.
Go ahead. Good evening, everyone. I am Shakisia Hobson, representing the VOJN Primary School. Tonight, I will be presenting The Right History by Ginger. The right history. In school, they taught me about Columbus, Walter Raleigh, and Francis Drake. But the right history for Queen City, they didn't make. So, Divisions who have made contributions are bypassed and neglected, and foreigners dominate the island's history instead. So I contacted a historian to rectify that for me, because the history they teach in school means nothing to me. Nevis history must deal with Nevisians and not men from foreign countries. That's a disgrace. And I say that I am not pleased. So I tell him, Mr. Historian, listen to me. Write a few chapters about we Test cricketers, Willett, Atherton, and Parry. Man, they put we name and we land on the map universally. Put down their names in the pages of history. Write it, Mr. Historian. Listen to me. The best string bands in the Caribbean comes from Queen City. And Daddy Door's folklore dancers are the best thing you will ever see. Excellent talent for the pages of history. Mr. Historian, listen to me. We have men here who we can compare with any great man from anywhere. And a tale of honor, say, write it down so the world could see our achievements in the pages of history.
Good job, good job, good job. Do we have any Calypsonians in the house tonight? Just wave. Self-proclaimed or otherwise. Welcome. We're going to continue our program with the next school, St. James's Primary. St. James's Primary School. Sweetie. Let's give her a round of applause.
My name is Naira Blake, and I am representing for St. James Primary School. And I'm going to be saying a poem called The Right History by Ginger. In school, they taught me about Columbus, Walter Raleigh, and Francis Drake. but the right history for Queen City they didn't make. So Nivisians who have made contributions are bypassed and neglected, and foreigners dominate the island's history instead. So I contacted a historian to rectify that for me, because the history they teach in school means nothing to me. Nevis history must deal with Nivisians and not men from foreign countries. That's a disgrace, and I say I am not pleased. So I tell him, Mr. Historian, listen to me. Write a few chapters about we test cricketers, Wheelette, Otterton, and Parry. Man, they put we name and we land on the map universally. Put down their names in the pages of history. Write it. Mr. Historian, listen to me. We have men here who we can compare to any great man from anywhere in a tale of honor. Say, write it down so the world could see our achievements in the pages of history.
Now, I must say, it takes a lot of courage to come on stage. She remembered her lines, but, you know, some children get a bit nervous, so let us give her a round of applause. Let her know we appreciate all that she would have done. I also want us to pause and take a moment to recognize the teachers who would have worked so hard to prepare the students for this evening. Let's give them a round of applause also. Ivor Walters Primary, they would be the next to come on stage this evening. Anybody here from Ivor Walters? Just a reminder, we have a bar, so if you feel a bit thirsty, you can go and patronize the bar this evening.
Greetings, everyone. I am Zenobia Johnson, representing the Ivor Walters Primary School. The Right History by Ginger. In school, they taught me about Columbus, Walter Raleigh, and Francis Drake. But the right history for Queen City, they didn't make. So Nivisians who have made contributions are bypassed and neglected, and foreigners dominate the island's history instead. So I contacted a historian to rectify that for me, because the history that teaches in school means nothing to me. Nevis history must deal with Nivisians and not meant for foreign countries. That's a disgrace, and I say that I am not pleased. So I tell him, Mr. Historian, listen to me. Write a few chapters about we test cricketers, Wheelette, Otterton, and Parry. Man, they put we name and we land on the map universally. Put down their names in the pages of history. Write it. Mr. Historian, listen to me. We have men here who we can compare with any great man from anywhere. And a tale of honor, say, write it down so the world could see our achievements in the pages of history.
All right, that was Ivor Walters Primary. They did a wonderful job. Now we have one more school in the individual category, and that is Maud Cross Preparatory School. Let's welcome them to the stage, Maud Cross Preparatory School.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Julio Gonzalez, and I am representing the Maud Cross Preparatory School. In school, they taught me about Columbus, Walter Raleigh, and Francis Drake, but the right history for Queen City they didn't make. So Divisions who have made contributions are bypassed and neglected, and foreigners dominate the island's history instead. So I contacted a historian to rectify that for me, because the history they teach in school means nothing to me. Nevis history must deal with Nevisians and not men from foreign countries. That's a disgrace, and I say that I am not pleased. So I tell him, Mr. Historian, listen to me. Write a few chapters about Wheate's cricketers, Willett, Atherton, and Parry. Man, they put Winame and Willan on the map universally. Put down their names in the pages of history. Write it. Mr. Historian, listen to me. We have men here who we can compare with any great man from anywhere. And a tale of honor, say write it down so the world can see our achievements in the pages of history.
Thank you very much, Maud Cross.
Thank you.
Now, I must say, when he came on, he looked a bit shy, like, you know, this is a little too much for me. But then when he started, give him another round of applause, please. Now, some of you may look at your programs and notice that we have Joyce and Library Primary School, but they will not be participating in the individual round, but we look forward to seeing them in the choral speaking round. So thus far, we would have had Nevis Academy, Montezuri, Elizabeth Pemberton Primary, Charlestown Primary, St. Thomas's Primary, Violet O. Jeffers Nichols Primary, St. James's Primary, Ivor Walters Primary, and Maud Cross Preparatory. Let's give them all a round of applause. They've done wonderfully. So at this point, we're going to invite our courier to collect the scores from the judges. There will be a winner for the individual round. There will also be a winner for the choral speaking round. And then the overall winners will be determined based on total combined scores. Now, each school was given an allotted time of 2 minutes with a grace of 10 seconds to complete their piece. And I think all of them did pretty well with time, don't you say? All right, wonderful. Now, before we go into our second round of the competition, which will feature the high schools, Gingerland Secondary, Nevis International Secondary, and Charlestown Secondary, we have a little treat for you. We have our very own King Astro here to present a Calypso piece for us. You can clap for him.
Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. Yes?
We want to tell us a story, something
Come children, gather round, children. Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, our two little islands were like rhythm and rhyme, like a one-room house, a community. We all live together like a family. Our neighbors would share the little they had with you. This ain't no Nancy story, everything I tell you is true. As soon as progress made its grand entry, people start to live selfishly. Every man for himself, the good values on the shelf. Then evil entered the hearts of man. We turn our backs on God's master plan and put a curse on this dear land. We used to love one another once upon a time. We used to break bread together once upon a time. We used to heal each other once upon a time. Politics didn't matter once upon a time. Now with all the amenities, everything materially, we have lost our soul and humanity. The roughest time in those days gone by was easy like nursery rhyme. So I had to remember, I must remember once upon a time. Oh yeah. Working hard was the motto once upon a time. To put away something as small as a dime. By the sweat of our brows made our daily bread, and with determination every mouth be fed. Grandmama used to say, me grandmama used to say, ask God for health and strength when you wake up every day. But we departed from the good old ways. At the altar of greed is where we pray to get more and more on the backs of the very poor. Exploitation and corruption, the increased burden of taxation, squeezing the life from this nation. We used to love one another once upon a time. We used to break bread together once upon a time. We were poor and happy once upon a time. Life was a sweet, no much worry once upon a time. Now with all the amenities, everything materially, we have lost our soul and humanity. The roughest time in those days gone by were easy like nursery rhyme. So I have to remember, I must remember once upon a time. Oh yeah. We used to be safe and secure once upon a time. We used to leave open our doors and go out to line. There was always a neighbor to watch the area, and there was Newsy Susie, nothing escaped her. She was like a surveillance camera. Everything she see, she would register. Then she would see no more and attain so nice, cause it changed the face of our paradise. Now we struggle to find safety and peace of mind. Padlocks and gridlocks and prison bars. Would the solution be stifle laws to to put an end to senseless gang war. We used to love one another once upon a time. We used to break bread together once upon a time. We used to live comfortable once upon a time. Life was so sweet and simple once upon a time. Now with all the amenities, everything materially, we have soul, our soul, and humanity. The roughest time in those days gone by was easy like nursery rhyme. So I have to remember, I must remember once upon a time. Thank you, and good night. Oh yeah.
That was our very own King Astro doing his piece for us. Now, as we get ready to move into this round of competition, the high school will do their recitation, but you will notice that they won't be in uniform because this round, teachers were allowed to use more of their creative juices. Costumes and props are allowed for this segment. Our first participant for the high school section is the Gingerland Secondary School. For this segment of the competition, we have 3 new judges, and I will call their names and they will wave to you so that you know who they are. First, we have Miss Jacinda Webb, Mrs. Donis Keynes, and Miss Shira Watley. Now, the criteria remains the same. We will be looking for things such as pronunciation, enunciation, and all the other things I mentioned before. Okay, we're going to give them a moment if they're not quite ready. You ready? All right, let's welcome on stage Gingerland Secondary School.
Good evening, everyone. I am Ajerne Hodge. This evening, I will be presenting a piece entitled In Times Like These by Crefton King Miko Warner. Another church bell toll, another mother cries, eyes closed, her hands beating her breast. In a simple casket, a still body lies. Her son will soon be laid to rest. Another teenager shot down for nothing. Another life gone forth before its time. Another victory for violent crime. Another black man gone from the land. Another child won't grow up to be a man. Suicide and murder are now prevalent among our disenfranchised youth. Wasted years, wasted life, and wasted talents are now all going down the street. Parents and guardians, please hear my message. Our youths are on a slippery slope. They feel abandoned, they feel lost, and completely without hope. So they embrace the guns and the dope. Oh Lord, a murderous pestilence is overshadowing our land. May God grant us the competence to resolve this situation. In times like these, we need an anchor. Little Nevis sinking fast into the abyss. Let us bond in prayer. Let us banish fear. Let us stamp out all lawlessness. Or say goodbye to peaceful Nevis. We got to show our children ignorance is not bliss. Or it's goodbye to peaceful Nevis.
Did you love it? Yes, give her another round of applause. Next on stage, we have Nevis International. And as they set up, I'll just remind you of some of the things the judges are looking for. Correct pronunciation, enunciation, eye contact, body language, speaker captured audience interest, speaker was confident and relaxed, costumes and props enhance but do not detract from the presentation. And last but not least, recall of accurate lyrics. Now, we only have 3 schools in this round: Gingerland Secondary, Nevis International Secondary, and Charlestown Secondary. So we await Nevis International Secondary. All 3 schools will be reciting a piece by Miko, and it's called In Times Like These.
Good evening. My name is Aaron Wallard, and I am representing the Nevis International Secondary School. In Times Like These by Miko. Another church bell toll, another mother cries, eyes closed, hands beating her breast. In a simple casket, a still body lies. Her son will soon be laid to rest. Another teenager shut down for nothing. Another life gone forth before its time. Another victory for violent crime. Another black man gone from the land. Another child won't grow up to be a man. Suicide and murder are now prevalent among our disenfranchised youths. Wasted years, wasted life, and wasted talent are all going down the street. Parents and guardians, please hear my message. Our youths are on a slippery slope. They feel abandoned. They feel lost and completely without hope. So they embrace the guns and the dope. Oh Lord, a murderous pestilence is overshadowing our land. May God grant us the competence to resolve this situation. In times like these, we need an anchor. Little Nevis sinking fast into the abyss. Let us bond in prayer. Let us vanish fear. Let us stamp out all lawlessness, or say goodbye to peaceful Nevis. We got to show our children ignorance is not bliss, or it's goodbye to peaceful Nevis.
That was Nevis International Secondary. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, I don't know about you, but listening to the children recite these pieces adds some clarity to what the Calypsonians usually sing. Because sometimes they rattle them off so fast, you have no idea what some of the words are. So we're thankful to the children for bringing some clarity to these pieces. Our third and final presenter in this round would be Charlestown Secondary School. Please bear in mind that they too have 2 minutes in which to present their piece with a grace of 10 seconds. After that 10 seconds, 2 points will be deducted for going overtime.
Good evening. Reporting live from the Charlestown Secondary Newsroom, I am Rondra Daniel. In times like these, by Miko. Another church bell toll. Another mother cries. Eyes closed, hands beating her breast. In a simple casket, a still body lies. Her son will soon be laid to rest. Another teenager shot down for nothing. Another life gone forth before its time. Another victory for violent crime. Another black man gone from the land. Another child won't grow up to be a man. Suicide and murder are now prevalent among our disenfranchised youth. Wasted years, wasted life, and wasted talent, all going down the street. Parents and guardians, and guardians, please hear my message. Our youths are on a slippery slope. They feel abandoned. They feel lost and completely without hope. So they embrace the guns and the dope. Oh Lord, a murderous pestilence is overshadowing our land. May God grant us the competence to resolve this situation. In times like these, we need an anchor. Little Neve is sinking fast into the abyss. Let us bond in prayer. Let us vanish fear. Let us stamp out all lawlessness or say goodbye to peaceful Nevis. We got to show our children ignorance is not bliss, or it's goodbye to peaceful Nevis. Thank you.
Are we ready to say goodbye to peaceful Nevis? No, so we need to take heed from the words in this piece. That was the last recitation for our second round. We want to give a big round of applause to all three schools who would have participated. As we prepare to go into our third round, this is our choral speaking round for the primary schools. Now for this round, schools were invited to use a range of 5 to 10 students, and the arrangement of the piece was totally left up to the creative minds of the teachers. So however they decide to position the students, however they have decided who is going to say which parts of the verses, it's 100% up to them. We trust that it's going to be wonderful. They are also permitted to use costumes and props for this segment, so we might have to bear with them a little as they get organized. Now, the order in which they will present will follow the same order that the students would have presented for the individual piece. Our first three schools, Nevis Academy, Montezuru, and Elizabeth Pemberton Primary. We're hoping you are backstage, and we're kindly asking those of us in the courtyard to follow the program so that you can have your students come backstage in a timely manner so that we can continue to execute smoothly. Now, this round has its own judges, so we're going to give a moment for the judges for the second round to finalize and hand off their scores so that the auditor can finalize them. Okay, so we pause for the judges and the change over as we prepare for round 3. This is a perfect time for you to go and patronize the bar. We have hot dogs, we have a variety of drinks. So feel free, if you need a bathroom break, you can also do that at this point in time.
I'll be back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we prepare to enter the third round, our third and final round, the choral speaking round for primary school, we want to thank the judges who would have scored the last round, and we welcome our judges for the third and final round for this evening. We welcome back Miss Susan Nisbet, judging this round also, we have Mrs. Anastasia Paris Morton and Mr. Richard Galloway. Now, similar to the rounds that would have gone before, we are looking for certain key areas in order to score them. However, for the choral speaking round, it is very important for the students to utter their recitation in unison. So that would separate what took place in the individual round from this, the choral speaking round. So our first participant is Nevis Academy. So we welcome Nevis Academy on stage.
Flamingos Division Pride. A long, long time. String band been trying to gain recognition in this country. With the success of the brass band, Trinidadian steel pan, string band lost its identity. But when a few groups of divisions recorded our string band gained some recognition. So I'm saying to divisions, let us come together again and celebrate with the string band men. At last, we are coming. String band music has been revived. When I hear the five man, it makes me shout, this is class. When I hear the banjo, it makes me jump up and play the mass. When I hear the bajo, it makes me jump and want to let go. You hear the slam strumming? You hear the steel horns ringing? Go tell the world, far and wide. This is Division Pride. Thank you. Go.
All right, that was Nevis Academy. Let's give them a round of applause. Now we're kindly asking the schools to pay attention to your program so that your students can be backstage, prepped and ready. Really, I'm sorry. Our next presenter is Montessori Academy. The pieces for the choral speaking round are different. Each school will be reciting their own lyrics from a different Calypso piece. Please note that there is a monitor in the courtyard, so if you are shy about leaving the competition to grab something to refresh you, please note that you can snack in the courtyard and you won't miss anything. Following Montessori Academy is Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School and Charlestown Primary School, so we're encouraging you to please get set.
Good evening. We represent the Montessori Academy, land of my birth, this and that.
With the mountains smack in the center, a perfect view from all over. Orlando beauty is what they call my country, rich in talent and folklore, education and much more.
Shine like the morning star in the Caribbean, brother. We don't have no highways, I know. And we one main road needs repairing also. We don't have plenty millionaire. Still, love and harmony fills the atmosphere.
We don't have tribes like South Africa or starvation like Somalia, and we don't have coup d'etat like Grenada and Trinbago. That is why I love my country so.
I'll always hold you close to my heart, little Nevis. I'll always think of you from the start, little Nevis. You gave me 34 years of fun, little Nevis.
You fed and clothed me since I was born. I would never leave, for my heart would grieve. 'Cause I love me country, brother, I love this country.
And I intend to fight for everything that is worth for this land of my birth.
Put your hands together for them. Anybody remembers the title of their piece? Land of My Birth. Now, Elizabeth Pemberton Primary comes on next. So we give them a few minutes to set up. Following Elizabeth Pemberton Primary would be Charlestown Primary and St. Thomas's Primary. Okay, that was nice and smooth. For your children. Okay. Y'all ready? You ready? All right, put your hands together and welcome Elizabeth Pemberton Primary.
True Heroes by King Astros. Our farmers and fishermen are our unsung heroes. It's time we honor them in our Calypsos. We take them for granted, their sterling contribution. So I come to give them their due recognition.
To these ordinary heroes, to them I must give me heart.
Not them who suck in the country and living off the fat. From sun up till sundown, they keep working tirelessly.
Building this land from the bottom up for the great love of their country. They are not rich and famous or powerful politicians.
They are the movers and shakers, yes, feeding our nation. The fishermen who brave dangerous waters to ensure the nation is fed. Swimming with sharks and barracudas to make an honest daily bread.
The farmer whose back-breaking toil, working long and hard to till the topsoil, fighting the weather and destructive monkeys and blatant larceny.
The fishermen and farmers are really key for food security. In this country, with little resources, they accomplish the extraordinary. They are the true heroes, the ordinary heroes. Heaven knows they are our true heroes.
That was Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School. Let's give them a round of applause. The teachers are working in quick time. We have Charlestown Primary setting up for their choral speaking piece. We're asking St. Thomas's Primary and Violet or Jeffers Nichols Primary to please ensure that you are ready to go. Y'all are using the standing mic? Make sure you go close to the mic so that you can be heard. Bring down the mic. Tell the guy to bring down the mic.
are representing the Charlestown Primary School, and our piece for tonight is Nevis Nice by King Miko.
Wherever you go throughout the whole Caribbean, my little island's name is mentioned as a land of peace and stability and a good tourist destination.
So when them other islands revel in confusion, we don't bear no grudge, we don't bear envy. Even when we have elections, we abstain from confusion. Peace does prevail in Queen City.
As a people so free and so friendly in a land of natural beauty.
God bless our country, bless our native land. Grant us that courage to change the things we can to keep progress in our land.
A paradise here on earth. It's the opinion of the experts. A paradise here on earth.
But Nevis nice, Nevis nice, Nevis nice, Nevis nice. Natural beauty, the air so clean. We're the queen of the Caribbean. Lord, I feel so proud, man, I want to scream. We're the queen of the Caribbean.
That was Charlestown Primary. They did a wonderful job, right? Now, should we do this again next year? I read a quote that says, education breeds confidence, and I want to believe that contests like this helps to bring out the confidence in students. Next on stage, we have St. Thomas's Primary School. Let them go closer.
White Man's Wish, performed by Keep This and That Scarborough, presented by the St. Thomas's Primary School. Mr. Farrakhan, bring 1 million people together, but here in my land, we can't get 2 people to agree, simply because we keep fighting against each other. Or maybe because we prefer the rivalry. The white men sticking with one another. Indians fighting for their own.
But when it comes to my dear black brother, he cannot condone. It's like we free, but still ain't free from the dark days of slavery. Or maybe we're still suffering mentally. Cause a little thing like united is taking us so long to accomplish. It's like we're still carrying out the white man's wish. Is what they wish. Black men would fight each other and stifle their own progress while they keep climbing the ladder on the high road to success. They did that down in South Africa, and for years blacks didn't exist. We can't let that happen in Little Nevis. Look, I beg you, come now we unite, come now we stop fight, and then we go get we equal rights. Brother, only then we go get we equal rights.
That was St. Thomas's Primary School. I don't know about you, but it was refreshing to see that there were more males in this group. Yes, that's commendable. We'll now prepare the stage for Violet O. Jeffers Nichols Primary, and we're asking St. James and Ivor Walters to please stand by.
Good evening. We are the
BOJN Primary School students presenting Favorite Child by Chaplet. Favorite Child. Hello, Divisions. I am happy to come once more, and I have to confess, I am proud of the progress for sure. But there is a question weighing heavily on my mind. What is it that's causing our youth to commit so much crime? But anyhow, forget the row, like never. We need unity now. Brothers, listen me. Why kill? I just can't see the sense. When certainly one day there's bound to be some recompense. With robbery and murder, bringing your family to shame. And believe it or not, you're just spoiling your country's good name. So promote peace, let love increase, and let all this violence cease. So I say, all divisions must join as one to stem this violent tide. When come to youth, people, this is the truth. We cannot just stand aside and watch. Today may be for me, tomorrow it may be your favorite child. So put a helping hand. Stop this generation from going wild. Forget politics. This thing must get fixed. There's no time for casting blame. While this violence causes such a stench, it's threatening to defame and stain our country's name.
Here we go. All right, that was Violet or Jeffers Nichols. I think they did a wonderful presentation. Their message was very timely also. We really want to encourage our youth to stay away from crime. Let us unite. We're going to continue our program with St. James's Primary School, followed by Ivor Walters Primary and Maud Cross Preparatory. So we invite St. James's Primary School to the stage. As our program winds down, let us make sure we take in all the creativity and all the talent that the students are presenting for us this evening. It has truly been wonderful thus far. All right, let's settle down, audience. so that the children can settle their nerves to present what they have in store for us. Closer? Your teacher wants you to go up a little closer.
Primary School, presenting Eat Local by Astro.
When I look at what we eating, all the junk we not consuming, I say we destroying we own local thing. The fast food chain industry closed down the kitchen by me granny. The local culture is losing its flavor.
You are what you eat. Food is part of your identity. So when you hear lasagna, you know that is Italy. But when you see a ball of corn swimming in water with lime and fish, you know that it is the local Nevis dish.
So put back the flavor. Are you here? In we local culture, put it back. Our homegrown food tastes so much better from the local farmer. Oh yes, when we eat more local, do you hear? It's more beneficial. Bring it back to our health and welfare and survival. It's all natural.
So we must promote the national dish, coconut dumpling with surface. Teach our children to carry on the technique and art of turning corn.
We must pass on the recipe for sarsaparilla and mopping. Food plays an important role in our society to preserve our cultural identity.
I want you to buy local. I want you to try local. It's better to eat local and keep it cultural. Lana.
Did we get the message from that piece? Buy local, eat local. That was St. James's Primary. We'll now make way for Ivor Walters Primary, followed by our last two schools for this evening, Maud Cross Preparatory and Joycelyn Liebert Primary School. So let's get ready for Ivor Walters Primary. Are you familiar with the Calypsos that have gone so far? And I'm sure some persons in the audience are learning some. We're inviting Ivor Walters to make their way, get their setup going, so that we can continue to move smoothly. For anyone who is just joining us, this is the choral speaking round, and the schools have 5 to 10 participants to recite their pieces, and they have to get it completed in a time of 2 minutes with 10 minutes grace period. 10 seconds. Y'all are listening, that's good.
Land of my birth, by this and that. 36 square miles of sheer beauty, 8,000 people and friendly. They call it the Queen of the Caribbean. A country I'm proud to call me home. A land that I love, right to me bone. Just in case you miss, I'm talking about Nevis. We don't have no jet ship, I know, and we hospitals have a long way to go. We don't have much industry here, yet there is still a lot for which we could share. We don't have war like the Middle East. In Little Nevis, we live in peace. And we crime with brother is way below zero. That is why I love me country so. I'll always hold you close to my heart. Little Nevis, I'll always think of you from the start. Little Nevis, you gave me 34 years of fun. Little Nevis, you fed and clothed me since I was born. I would never leave, for my heart would grieve. 'Cause I love this country, brother, I love this country. And I intend to fight for everything that is worth, for this land of my birth.
That was the Ivor Walters Primary School. Very well done. Land of my birth. Now, as we wind down our program, we're going to ask Maud Cross Preparatory to start making their way to the stage, and Joycelyn and Liebert will follow closely behind. Now, after these performances, we are going to have a special treat for you also. We have another local cultural piece to treat you with this evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're representing the Maud Cross Preparatory School. The piece that we're going to be performing is entitled Don't Mess With Me Culture by Bingy. 1, 2. Don't mess with me culture by Bingy. I love me culture bad, love it to me heart. Jeopardize it, me and them go part. A genius festival that is so unique. I'll do anything to keep it right on its feet. It's the occasion where divisions far and near, and foreigners alike come to party here. Even if it means making enemies and
are going out the way to protect me festivity. So all you people who have bad intentions, you better take heed. Listen to this song. I'm a true patriot when it comes to culture. Don't mess with it, or to me, you will have to answer. You could be my mother or my father. Don't mess with me culture. Even if you're my son or my daughter. Don't mess with me culture. Politician, policeman, or clergyman, enemy or friend, I want you to understand. All over you like vulture. If you would be my prey, if you damage my culture in any way, I know somehow you feel like you're big and bad. But anytime you want to get bingy mad, do anything and put me culture at the crossroads. I will show you that me pen mightier than me sword.
Now I hope we are taking heed to the message in the song, Don't Mess With Me Culture. That was Maud Cross Preparatory School. Let's give them another round of applause. Now to bring the curtains down on our recitation for the schools in this choral speaking round is the Joycelyn Liebert Primary School.
We are representing the Joycelyn Liebert Primary School. We will be presenting Celebration by King Miho. All over the world have festival. Some countries call theirs Carnival.
Or maybe it's Mass in Rio.
Caribana in Toronto.
Carnival down in Trinbago.
Nevis had a piece of festival. The same time with St. Kitts Carnival. But so much mass in the island. We wanted we own celebration. And to celebrate emancipation. So, Nevisians put together and decide to preserve their culture. And for 30 years, we constantly come. Oh, what a splendor! And we call it Culturama. The Nevisians call it Culturama. Hooray, hooray, hooray for Culturama. Hip, hip, hooray. Come catch the culture fever with string band and big drum rocking down Charlestown.
Calypso can done on the radio station.
Hooray, 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 hooray. Come join the action. Hip, hip, hooray. Come join the celebration.
Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate.
Celebrate.
Let's give it up for Joycelyn Liber Primary. Just to let you know that our cultural celebrations continue tomorrow evening, brought to us by Nevis Cultural Development Foundation, Black Hearts Freedom Edition. So we're inviting you to come out tomorrow evening right back here at NIPAC at 7:30 p.m. for the Black Hearts Freedom Edition. Now, to close off our elocution contest for this evening, we have a special cultural treat for you guys. So sit back. Well, I don't want you to sit back. I want you to shake a leg. I want you to clap. I want you to nudge your shoulders if you feel like it, because it promises to be very entertaining.
Thank you.
We thank the string man for bringing to us those wonderful renditions. Now we're going to invite Miss Chanel Pemberton, Education Officer, to bring the vote of thanks. And as she does so, we're kindly asking Honorable U. Troy Liburd, Mr. Kevin Barrett, Miss Zanella Claxton, and Miss Londa Brown to stand by for the medal and trophy distribution.
Good evening, everyone. I know it's been a long night, but that good evening sounded a bit low. Good evening, everybody. Nice. I am super happy that everyone is here. Did we have a wonderful evening? I must say that I sat in my seat and I got emotional a few times because the children did an awesome job. Let's give them a round of applause. Before we distribute trophies and medals, I would like to do the vote of thanks. First off, we will thank the Ministry and the Department of Education for working hard and getting this event off of its feet. We would like to thank all of the officials, our judges who deliberated this evening. I know you had a hard time, but we are confident that you did what you needed to do. We will also like to thank Warner's One Stop for the lovely trophies that we have here, Cornerstone Nevis for the lovely backdrop that you're seeing. We would like to thank NCDF and specifically Miss Naila Daniel for choreographing the dance that we saw at the beginning of the event. We also want to thank the 5 dancers who did an excellent job at the beginning of the event as well. Special mention must be made to Miss Latavia Powell and Miss Kalia Hobson, who recited that lovely poem at the beginning of the event as well. It was a long poem and they learned it and they executed exceptionally. Let's give them a round of applause. And when we think about that lovely poem, we must wonder, who wrote that lovely piece? The person responsible for the lovely lyrics that you heard in that poem is Miss Tamisha Sadler, Deputy Principal at the Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School. It was lovely. All right, we would also like to thank our performers for the evening. King Astro, thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. We are truly and eternally grateful for your presence this evening. To the Honeybee String Band, you had me behind the stage dancing a little bit. It was a lovely presentation. Let's give them a round of applause. To the staff at NEPAC, thank you very much for your assistance before and throughout this event. Your contribution is definitely noted here this evening. To Tropical Blossom, for our lovely plants that you're seeing at the front of the stage, let's give them a nice round of applause. For all your plant needs, check Tropical Blossom. To our Calypsonians, although they are not here, who would have over the years given so much to the art form in Nevis so that we were able to use these wonderful pieces, we also say thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, it would be remiss of me to not highlight the persons who would have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure that this event that you saw tonight was indeed a success. To Ms. Shanella Joseph and myself, who are the chairs of the Elocution Committee, I'd like to say thank you for the hard work and dedication that was put into making sure that Elocution returned to Nevis. Let's give them a round of applause. To our teacher liaisons, thank you for the hard work and thought and effort and creativity that you put into the presentations and working with the children. You guys did an exceptional job, and I think you deserve all the praises this evening. To the literacy team at the Department of Education and all of the other staff members at the Department and Ministry of Education, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. And if there is anyone who we have forgotten, please, it is not intentional. We appreciate you. Nevis Newscast or NTV, you are here carrying this event live. We thank you so much so that the persons who are not here, they can still be a part of it. Thanks, thanks, thanks to everyone. Now, the time that we have been waiting for, not just yet, we are going to give out our participation trophies. So schools, please stand by. We're going to start off right away. I'd like to call the officials to the stage, please. Ms. Claxton, Ms. Brown, Mr. Barrett, we will give out the participation trophies. Really quickly before that, we will have the Chief Judge, Mrs. Susan Nisbet. She will come and give some brief remarks based on what the judges found this evening, and then we will go straight into the trophy presentations. Bear with us, we will be out of here in about 10 minutes.
Good evening, everybody. Now, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm supposed to be the chief judge. However, I did not judge the secondary category. Judging is always a difficult task, especially when children are involved. You know, it makes it even more challenging to judge. But the fact that most of you showed up this evening and you did what you practice, that in itself make all of you winners this evening. So you should be commended for a job well done. Just one or two observations, and I'll start with the judges from the secondary category. They gave me some comments that they wanted me to mention. They said generally it was excellent from the schools, the three schools. Some areas to improve on, such as engaging the audience. One school in particular, they said, should have done a bit more on voice modulation. They also mentioned recall was commendable except for a few insertions and minor omissions. That was noted as well. A few mispronunciations, but not that many. And better use of the stage is encouraged. Okay, so those are some of the observations for the secondary school. Now for the primary school, there are a few observations that we made as well. And so one of the things that I realized that the students generally recited the pieces very well. They knew the pieces and they recited them very well. One of the things that probably could help the presentation, however, maybe if they understood what the pieces were saying, in that way the pieces become theirs, they can personalize it, and then that would enhance their creativity as they present it. So I think maybe going forward, maybe the teachers can ensure that the children understand the piece, just like poetry. When you understand the poem, you're better able to make it your own and present it in a more creative way. So that is just something that you can note for future. The eye contact, that was one of the areas that we recognized. Most children, I guess some of them were nervous, but generally the eye contact was not too bad. We realized that some of them, instead of engaging the audience, they stared in one area. Some students, especially for the choral speaking section, some of them were not even looking at the audience, they were looking at each other. Right? So that is something we need to note as the teachers who are practicing them. We need to make sure that when you're practicing eye contact, it is engaging the audience and not just staring in one section, because you want to make sure that the entire audience is with you. Okay? The props. I must commend the teachers for their creativity in the use, in the props that were presented here this evening. They were very well presented. However, one of the things that I want us to note that we had to mark the props on whether it was appropriate and whether or not the students utilized the prop. In some instances, we realized that the props were there, but they were not referenced, they were not used. So going forward, again, we want to not just have props to make the stage look good, but make sure that the children, when they're doing their poems, or poems, calypsos, whatever it is, they utilize the props as well, okay? That is what's going to help to make the piece more engaging. When it comes to their composure as they left the stage, that's one of the things that we noted. We realized they came on, they were very well composed, but as they left the stage, some of them were dragging their feet, some of them were, they did not maintain the composure that they came on with. So we want to make sure that that is done as well. They leave the stage, the way they came on as well. One of the things I must commend the teachers for as well is the use of the different types of choral speaking. I realized that almost all of the different types of choral speaking were used this evening, and so that should be commended. We didn't see just one type. Some schools had the refrain, some persons used the solo, some persons used the unison method. So utilizing those different types were very commendable, and so that is something that going forward, yes, you want to make sure that you be aware of the different types as teachers and have them use them as well. Okay? Is there anything else that we noted? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the pronunciation wasn't too bad. The fluency was good, as we noted. And so generally we thought that it was a very good competition, a competition that, deserves airtime. It's a pity that NNC or whoever the media persons are weren't here this evening, but something like this. They're here, we are there. Oh, okay. Well, the competition is a good one, and so we want to commend the department for this effort, and we hope that going forward, some of the glitches that we saw tonight Once the post-mortem is done, those would be addressed later. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Nisbet, for that comprehensive report. We will now call on the PS of Education, Mr. Barrett, and the lovely PEO, Ms. Claxton, to the stage as we call on the various schools to collect their participation trophies. Give me the folder. Give me a program. Go ahead. Nevis Academy, can you come to the stage? Paging Nevis Academy. And while we're waiting on Nevis Academy, can Montessori Academy also make their way forward? We want to make this as quick and seamless as possible. Y'all share the duties. So she could do some, you do some. Come. Stand up. Wait. Psst. We have on stage now the Montessori Academy. And while we have these students, let's call on the Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School students. Come on up. Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School. And if there are any other participants in the audience, please make your way backstage. We will now call on the Charlestown Primary School. Go ahead, Oma. We will now call on St. Thomas's Primary School. And while St. Thomas's is making their way, VOJN, you too, please make your way to the stage. This is what you call an assembly line. We will now call on Ivor Walters Primary. Make your way to the stage, please. Mud Cross Preparatory, can you please make your way to the stage? Mud Cross. Joycelyn Liebert, please get ready. You are next. Come on up, Mud Cross. Joycelyn Liebert Primary, are you here? St. James Primary, come on up. St. James's Primary. No. High school participants, get ready. Who's missing? A school didn't come. A school didn't come. I don't know. What school didn't come? We're missing a school. But while we're waiting on those persons, can the secondary participants please come? Gingerland Secondary, NISS, and Charlestown Secondary. And at this time, we will also call Minister Troy Liebert to the stage to hand out the lovely trophies. GSS, CSS, and I'm paging the young man from NISS. He has left. We will get him his medal, don't worry. Oh, he got it. I'm not focused. All right. So it seems like technical staff, can I get some volume on my mic? It seems like it's going out a bit. All right. I just wanted it to be good because we have the results. And we do not want to hear anything that begins with ch. Not at all. All right. Now, as was indicated earlier, we will have a winner for the individual primary school round, a winner for the choral speaking primary school round, and then those points will be combined to have a first place, second place, and third place winner. Because there are only 3 primary schools, we will just have one winner for the high school section. All right? So here goes. I think we're going to call out the high schools first. What do you think? All right, y'all are with me. So, in first place, for the individual round for the high school segment, or secondary school, amassing a total of 164 points, we have the Charlestown Secondary School. Where's the representative? I know he is here somewhere. And the teacher. Charlestown Secondary, come on up. Congratulations. And just by way of information, each school will receive a cash prize. All right, let's give him one last round of applause. I see CSS is live and lively. All right, on to the primary school individual round. Now, as they indicated, these presentations were awesome, but there can only be one winner for that round. And that school amassed a total of 162 points. Any idea who that is? The first place for the individual round for the primary school segment is none other than the Charlestown Primary School. Can we have a representative come in, please? Quickly. Can the teachers come to the stage, please? The Charlestown Primary School. Where are the teacher reps? Where are the teachers? You need to be a part of the photo, please. Okay, now for the choral speaking round, amassing a total, and I'm making sure that I'm calling the right things here, amassing a total of 163 points, we had the St. Thomas's Primary School. Teachers, come on up. You are part of this as well. Congratulations. All right, and now for the big winners. I will tell you this much. It's feeling like it's a queen show and there's just a few points in between the winners. So, I will give you the points first. The third place position amassed a total of 311 points. The second place person or school amassed a total of 316 points. And the first place amassed a total of 317 points. Yes, it was that close. I will start with our third place winners from the St. James Parish, the VOJN Primary School. Come on up, VOJN, you are our third place winners. Where is the teacher? Come on up. Welcome, Mrs. Wilkin. Just a reminder that all 3 schools will receive a cash prize that will be sent to them at a later point in time. Yes. All right. In second place, and this was a close one, the St. Thomas's Primary School. Paging the teacher that worked with them. Come on up, come on up. I know Teacher Paris was working with them too. And our first place winner is the Charlestown Primary School. I need not say give them a round of applause because you're doing a great job at it already. And as you depart, I want to say thank you once more for coming. We hope you had a wonderful, wonderful time.
Jerusalema ikayalami ilondoloze uhambe nami zungangishilana Jerusalema ikayalami ilondoloze uhambe nami zungangishilana dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze zuhambe nami dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze
Paging the Department of Education staff to come on up to the stage.
ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze zuhambe nami dawo yami ayikholana buso wami awukholana ilondoloze zuhambe nami Jerusalema, ikayalami, ilondoloze, uhambe nami, zungangishilana. Jerusalema, ikayalami, ilondoloze.